Hey everybody, it's Dan the Healing Man here, and I want to talk to you just a few minutes about this idea of surrender. In spiritual circles and all through religious circles and all kinds of things, you'll hear that term surrender or give it over to the will of God or turn it over or things like that. What in the world are they talking about? This mystical mumbo jumbo. Well, it's not necessarily mystical mumbo jumbo. But all too often, surrender gets mixed up with resignation and apathy, meaning that you sit back and think you don't have to do anything, or that you just don't care anymore. Just going to let it go and not paying any attention to it anymore. And I want to offer you something different. Because as we work through the strategy of Jesus, the thing that Jesus taught us in order for us to garner a fantastic life, full of happiness and joy, self-control, the fruits, we're not talking about some mystical event, some, magical prayer or some crazy set of words that we can say. We're not talking about the emotions going away or the circumstances getting better automatically. We're simply talking about how we think. That's it. Surrender is a state of mind. And you conjure that state of mind through a series of things. One of them that we've talked about is honesty. Another one we've talked about is willingness. Watch those if you haven't. But what that boils down to is an action. Surrender is an action of thought. It's a thinking action. So surrender is a verb. You're going to actually do something. And it's not always giving up or becoming a doormat or, just leaving yourself to the wind to see what happens. It's not an uneducated stepping out on faith. It's none of that. It's for our sake and our conversation here, to what I think will help you get the best stuff out of the strategy of Jesus and his teachings. For us, surrender just means this. You ready? Follow a different set of directions. Yeah, that's it. Let's follow a different set of directions. Do something different. Get outside of yourself, your thoughts, all the doom and gloom or hyped up, amped up, ego-driven stuff, and just do something different. If it's not working for you, if your own life is not working for you, if the way you want to live is not working for you, if drinking and smoking weed and doing drugs and a little bit of meth here and there ain't going to hurt nobody, right? Not true, not true, not true. You need to cut that stuff out. But if that isn't working for you, if that's not working for you, surrender. So what we're going to talk about today is surrender in the form of following a different set of directions. That specific set of directions will be the strategy of Jesus over time. So when we talk about surrender here in the strategy of Jesus, what we're going to say is, hey, I got a new set of directions, or I got a new skill, I got another suggestion or another way of thinking, another quality we'd like to meditate on and build in our thoughts. Pray with your thoughts, right? So there's a couple different ways I can surrender and follow a different set of directions. One of them, and it is the most obvious one, is by prayer and meditation. And when I can move myself out of my circumstances just for long enough to realize that prayer is really going to help this, I find myself in a great position to be successful in my day. For instance, the chemicals in my mind that make up anger and worry and angst, that create doubt, that judge other people, that create those thoughts that leave me feeling in a negative way, exist there, but they can be changed. And that's the function of prayer. I actually change my thoughts. There used to be this idea that it was metaphysical, outside of physical, but it's not at all. It's right in the very laws of physics that govern everything else. It's chemistry. And God gave me a way, Jesus gave me a way of changing my own chemistry, of garnering control of my mind, and it's called prayer. And it's not just any old prayer. It's not prayer to get things. It's not prayer to change circumstances. It's prayer to change my thoughts. The Serenity Prayer is a fantastic example of that. Grant me the serenity. Give me a sense of peace to accept the things I cannot change. In other words, to see them honestly, to see them as they truly are, matters outside of my ability to change them. The courage a sense of strength to change the things I can, a new direction. And the wisdom, a sense of intelligence, to know, a sense of assurity, the difference. Think about it. It's just about changing. It's easy to say the Serenity Prayer and come away and think that we're going to change outside circumstances. I'm just going to spout off this magical prayer and walk on down the road. And maybe that's what your circumstances call for. I don't know. But what I can tell you is that it's thought action. And you're to immediately move the thoughts of the Spirit. So when I surrender and I move towards prayer, what I'm looking for is the presence of God. Nothing short of that. I'm looking for the presence of God in this individual, this set of circumstances, this organization, this thing that's going on that has me disturbed. Yeah, whatever it is. I don't know its function. It could be the most important thing. You know, all too often I might go see a movie. I'm not a big movie person. Might go see a movie and I don't like it. But, there's 100 other people in there. Some of them clap at the end. They apparently loved it. There was a movie recently, it was actually a spoof, and I'm sitting there watching it with my wife, and this is the dumbest movie ever, because I didn't realize it was a spoof. I'm an idiot that way, I don't know what's going on in the movies. Of course, my son is a huge movie buff. He'd be ashamed to hear that. But it's just a different perspective, and I don't have the only perspective. Honesty with myself tells me that. Willingness to go to prayer frees me from it. So the set of directions I'd ask for you to follow today is to think about prayer as a way to change the chemistry of your mind from one of angst, anger, worry, etc. to one of happy, joyousness, and freedom, etc. That you can garner out of life through controlling your thoughts a much better state of mind that delivers to you your own perspective in a very positive and bright light, much like this sun right here that I'm using as a light today. Though I love it, I know I'm all squinty and all, but whatever. It's still beautiful out here today. I'm grateful to God today, and I hope you are too. So as we think about surrender in the Jesus strategy, we're just following another set of directions, not trying to garner out or create some sort of crazy mystical spiritual experience. We're just going to try something new. We don't have to believe what we're doing will work. We're going to give it our honest effort. We don't have to think that we need it in our lives, but we're still going to do it and look for its benefit. We don't have to attribute it to any religion, but we're going to know that some religions use these very things. That's what it's about. It works for them. There's not a thing wrong with that. What we're going to do is just follow another set of directions. And that set of directions for us in the Jesus strategy is the teachings of the most powerful, most popular, most widely read, most widely talked about teacher ever to walk planet Earth as far as we know. And that would be Jesus Christ. So take a minute when this video is done and say a prayer, and don't ask for anything except thoughts. We don't pray for things or circumstances to change. We pray for our thoughts to change, and see what you can add into life today. Give yourself over to God through prayer. Experience the benefits of surrender. Find the willingness to be successful. It is the key. And leverage honesty so that you get what you want, what you really want. Have a great day.